Hi guys, it's Naomi with Naomi's Tarot. I'm pretty close up today because I'm using my webcam. The sound is probably better too. I just was lazy for a while and I didn't do my webcam up and hook it up, but my webcam is a better quality, so this might be why the sound is better and the picture is a bit clearer. So I am going to do pick a number, what will bring you the most joy in life, and I'm going to do it slightly differently today. So I have the cards from the Sacred Earth Oracle already pulled out, and I'm going to scroll through my blog that's going to be changed into a book. I'm working on editing everything to put it on a book on Amazon. And I'm going to randomly read an excerpt on the blog for each number, depending which one you pick. So concentrate on messages 1, 2, and 3. Also, if you like your own reading, go to naomitarot.com. I am still offering incantations and readings for tonight for the full moon, but actually not readings, just incantations, because on full moons, it's best to do a spell or like a incantation or something like that, or an intention, a law of attraction exercise to order from me or to do it yourself. Tarot readings can be done any day. Those are more so on solstices and high holidays where tarot readings are good with spells, but moons are really for incantations. So if you'd like an incantation to be done tonight, I do have a few spots. Just email me and let me know. But I'm going to be doing those all night tonight, the ones that I have, because the full moon where I'm located is both on the 11th and 12th tonight, and it ends the morning of the 13th. So sometimes the full moon will last for 2 days, depending where you're located. So concentrate and pick message 1, 2, or 3. What will bring you the most joy in your life? This was a suggestion from SG on the community section. I have a place where you can ask me to do different topics, to answer certain questions, and to do different pick a number topics. So what will bring you the most joy? Thanks, Anna, for coming. What will bring you the most joy? Okay, so if you chose message number 1, it's about revolution. It's about going forward, changing something in your life, doing something perhaps differently. It's about maybe looking at your life differently than you did before, challenging the norm of what you've been through, what you had previously felt was what your life was about and what it is now. It's about how can you challenge the status quo of your life? How can you do a revolution? How can you change your perceptions and things, right? How are you perceiving things may not be how another person perceives things. Remember we do need our egos, we need the minds, but try to balance that with the intuition, the heart, the third eye. It's about balancing the perceptions and the fears of the ego and the analytical mind and the feelings of the heart. And revolution, how can you shake up maybe the status quo of your life and change it? And I scrolled to a random portion of my blog that will be included in my book, Violet Soul's Voice, Spiritual Messages from My Soul. That's going to be the name of the book. And the advice for you, number 1 that I wrote is, what have you done? No, not what have you said, what have you done? Beyond the whispers and shouts, promises, and spoken intentions, beyond these are the things we do. That is what's remembered. Our actions linger, our deeds prevail after we've passed the threshold of the beyond. It is not always what we say, it is what we do. So maybe the revolution for number 1 is about the status quo, is about what more can you do in your life, whether it's for yourself or for others. What more actions can you start to do? And how can you challenge your own perceptions, your first reactions to things, and maybe take a step back and reflect, maybe how I'm reacting emotionally or intellectually isn't always the truth of the matter. Maybe I need to revise my life with revolution and look at the different things I can do for others, do for myself to change my life. Message number 2 says to use moderation. How can you find the most joy in your life? It's to use moderation and let go of the things that are no longer serving you in absence, and to use moderation. It's about going with the flow. Yes, you don't want to be carried by the current. It is about going with the flow. And it's also about letting go of those things that no longer serve you. This is a Dark Night of the Soul card. It's about going within the soul. You know, you lose things sometimes not by your own choice in life, because you're meant to create something better. Now, certainly I'm not talking about necessarily people passing away. That's not what I'm referring to. I mean, losing a job, losing a relationship, things like that, losing a residence, maybe having to move. They're taken away from you if you're not going to release them, because they're meant to for you to reach that next state of evolution in your life, or maybe where you're destined to go. So let's see what excerpt you get. I'm just going to close my eyes and scroll to a random place on my blog. So your message is number 2, to live an existential life is to know, no matter how small, you always have a choice. You have a choice to find meaning in situations, both good and bad. Meaning profoundly connects us to the divine and connects us to our soul. You always have a choice in the meaning you choose to assign any event in your life. You have a choice to assign a positive meaning or a negative meaning. Certainly not all of the things that happen in your life are going to be wonderful or something to be enthusiastic about. However, while you do not have control over many of the events in your life, you do have control over how you assign meaning to them and whether you can transmute your experiences into a uniquely profound life. Meaning, like food and drink that nourishes the body, is the very essence that feeds your soul. Meaning leads meaning feeds not the body, not the ego, but your very existence and actualization of what it means to be human, to find your unique and blessed path in this life. So next time you have any experience, a joyous one, and yes, even an arduous one, stop, reflect, consider, what is the meaning I can place on this? How is this significant to my journey? What can I learn from this experience? How can I grow and not just learn, but thrive after this? And lastly, how can I utilize this experience to help, to teach, to advise, and to empathize with others in their own lives? You may not be able to control everything that transpires in this sometimes beautiful and sometimes predictable, and yes, sometimes heart-wrenching journey in life. But you can control the meaning you place on your life and thus transform it. So that's from my book that I'm going to be publishing, but I'm right now working on it on my blog still. But again, this goes with the message. They're going very nicely with the cards because absence talks about letting go. So what can you let go of? What meaning can you assign to something maybe that you had to let go of? Maybe meaning that you need to place on your life is moderation. Maybe the meaning I'm taking from having to let go of things right now in my life, I'm not talking about myself, I'm speaking as if I'm in the first person. Maybe that meaning that I'm placing on my life at this moment in time to be more joyous, to be happier about my life, is to take things as they come in moderation, to not always have to think so far ahead. Maybe the meaning is to just take things as they come, to reflect within, to let go of things that are no longer serving me. All right. So message number 3, the way you can find the most joy in your life is to preserve that aspect of yourself within, that youthful energy. Even though we age, we all grow old someday and pass away. That's the constant. No matter what you look like, no matter how good you try to look or how bad you think somebody else looks, we will all grow old someday. And now it doesn't mean that it's not important to care about the outside. That's having healthy self-esteem and a healthy ego. The ego is correlated to the outside and to the mind. But that is not everything in life. Our soul, that inner innocence we have as children, is still important. That is the soul energy that we express more as children. Protect that, nourish that, preserve it, keep it, even though you will grow old. Keep that youthful side of yourself and stretch beyond the boundaries of what you thought were possible. Stretch yourself. Go beyond what you thought was meant for you. Go beyond what you thought was something that maybe you thought you didn't deserve. Go beyond that and maybe go out of your comfort zone. Like if you feel upset or, frightened and you repeatedly don't feel good about doing something beyond your comfort zone, certainly I'm not going to tell you to keep doing it, but try something different. That's what this is about. And at the same time, reserve that curious soul-like energy within yourself, that inner soul, that happy energy, the energy that doesn't judge people right away, the energy that is more open and accepting of people. Have your boundaries. I'm never one to tell people not to have their boundaries. You want to protect yourself. You want to protect this innocent soul side of yourself, the childlike side. But try to take inspiration from that to be more open in your life, to stretch yourself, right? You are humble enough to know your conjectures from your mind and that they could be wrong, your conjectures. You are wise enough to listen to these thoughts, these guesses, and you can understand that your heart may hope, your mind may understand, but your soul will always know. Thought is through the ego, hope is through the heart, but knowing lies in the soul. So it talks about, again, knowing yourself, remembering you have this side of yourself that is more open, more trusting, more understanding of others, more creative, that soul side. Stretch yourself to maintain, yes, this ego side of yourself that will age, that we will all pass. The ego will be released from the body when we pass. But always maintain this spark of the soul, this interest in others, this interest in others, this curiosity, this enjoyment of life. Stretch yourself maybe into other territories or areas or experiences you thought you couldn't ever do, because the mind trips you up and tells you, no, you can't do that. But the soul knows, like I just said, the soul knows that you're capable of more than your ego may think. So those are my messages, 1, 2, and 3. I hope you guys like this. I just wanted to give a little sampling of what I'm going to write in my book. Most of it's already written. I just have to organize and edit it because I've been doing this blog for the past 10 years. So that's pretty much it. Those are your messages, 1, 2, and 3. And I appreciate Anna, you for showing up, and the other couple people who are in the chat. And then anybody who watches this video in the future, I appreciate you. I don't always have a lot of people on the Pick a Number lives, but I do my videos live because they upload a lot faster and better when I do live videos as opposed to pre-recorded. So I'm tending to mostly only do the private readings as recorded, and then the public sessions as live. So again, I thank you. And Anna, I'm going to go into my email to respond to you at some point today. I like to have some time to respond to emails where I can think before I write a response. And again, I thank you so much for coming. And again, I appreciate all of you. And I'm going to go on tonight with another reading. It's going to be another one of those combo readings. I'm probably, actually not tonight, I'm probably going to go on the afternoon because I have even more incantations to do tonight than I did yesterday, because a lot of people ordered at the last minute when I realized that the moon actually lasts 2 nights up in the hemisphere I'm in. It lasts last night and tonight we have the full moon. So I'm going to be doing spells and incantations tonight and law of attraction intentions for people, but I'll probably be on in a few hours to do a reading about what happens when Elizabeth will pass, and also another Q&A session answering some questions that were left in the community section on my YouTube. Additionally, if you are looking for, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Oh, additionally, if you are looking to have your own questions answered, leave it on the community section. I'm keeping that up. There's a posting saying, leave your questions here. Write down your questions. I can't promise I'll answer all of them, but if you have a question about how I became a reader, anything about my background, or not just me, just topics that I know about the world, spirituality, etc., or things that I could research for you and explain in my interpretation, you can leave your questions down there as well in that section. And you can also write suggestions for Pick a Number too in the community section. So I take these suggestions because I've been going down the line, using everybody's questions. So today this was SG's question. Thank you for your Pick a Number question. And I'll be going around looking at the different questions people ask. Also, I'm going to be doing an extended full moon sign reading that will be on Patreon. If you want to subscribe to Patreon and see your sign, it'll be every sign from Pisces to Aries, all 12 signs. Go on Patreon. It's $5.99 a month for unlimited videos all month. I don't charge per video. I just charge per month. So it's a pretty good deal. Anyways, thank you for watching, you guys. Thanks, Louise, for coming also. And again, I appreciate you, and I'll see you later today. All right. Bye-bye.